Hey everybody! It's been like a week or two since I've been here on Facebook Live talking about MAPCON. That's the Mid Atlantic Podcast Conference in Atlantic City, New Jersey. This is the 5th anniversary of the event, and today I have the absolute pleasure of being co-hosted by a longtime friend and fan of MAPCON, as well as myself, Staci Greenberg. Staci, welcome.
Thank you.
To
It's a pleasure to be here.
it is. I feel like we should be doing this in person, as we don't live that far away from each other.
We really don't.
No, we don't, and we probably should have been doing this in person. But time is of the essence, and it's very hard to get all of the time that is needed to make all of this stuff happen. So I was talking with Staci last weekend or last week, and we were talking about how I needed to do a little bit more in the way of getting Facebook Lives and promoting the event. And she was so.
I'm sorry. What event? What event?
MAPCON, Mid Atlantic Podcast Conference in South Jersey, just outside of good old Philadelphia. And so she's like, oh, well, what if I came on and like asked a bunch of questions and things like that, kind of like a Q&A. And it's been a while since I've been on the other side of the mic here on the MAPCON podcast. So I wanted to give Staci that opportunity to ask some questions. And maybe she'll learn something. I mean, we talk quite a bit, so I doubt she'll learn anything, but maybe you never know, right?
Every time I have a conversation with somebody, I learn something.
Staci, why don't you briefly explain what you do and who you are and how you're like got to this place while I share this awesome Facebook
pick
Live.
Me up off a street. I was thumbing my way down. No, I'm kidding. I know Joe for I don't know how many years at this point, and I'm an interior designer. My company is Interior and Design LLC. I'm located in Collingswood, New Jersey, and Joe and I are buds. And was that the first time I met you at MAPCON? MAPCON? Had I known you before that? I don't actually remember.
I don't think so. I don't believe so.
Let's pretend that's when I first met you. And I don't even remember how I found out about it, but I attended the first MAPCON a couple of years ago. And because I was starting to dip my toe into the world of podcasting. I had taken a couple classes. I really loved it. I have yet to launch. Please don't judge me. I'm getting there. I promise. But anyway, so I went there and I was just bowled over by the first one. And then I went to the second one. Have I been to 3 already or 2? Doesn't matter. Let's not belabor that.
Pretty sure it's 3.
Yeah, I think so too.
3. Yeah.
And so now we're moving it. You're moving it, and I'm a little nervous for you because it feels like I think a lot of people are just. I'm not going to speak for other people. I know I'm concerned that you're changing,
though, but it's okay.
Yeah, I know. But I'm worried that you're changing the vibe, and that's really what was the point of the conversation. Is like, are you sure you want to bring it to Atlantic City, Joe? Are you sure? But I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be a new location, but I am concerned about the changes. And I think that maybe you have not done as good a job of addressing them. And if you have, it went right over my head. So that's why I was asking you all those questions last week. So I don't know. What should we talk about? Like, how do we want to talk about it?
Yeah, so I think that's a fair point. A lot of thought has gone into figuring out what the best process for taking our humble event from the holiday
little intimate gathering feel,
Yeah, to moving it to an event place that is like on. It's
Atlantic City. I don't think you have to say anything more about it.
Yeah, national platform kind of arena, right? So I think that there was a lot of the logistics of trying to figure out like, is this the right move? Because we're not that close to the airport, the Philadelphia airport. We're not.
But you're close to the Atlantic City airport, so that's not so bad.
Yeah, I'm telling you, if we get more than one person that flies into that airport, I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out my new set here that I
Yeah.
built. We find, we get more than one person, that flies in that airport, I will be shocked. I
Let
will
me tell
be
you,
genuinely
if between that and Trenton, those two airports, they're like what they call mid-size airports. They're not tiny little ones. They're mid-size ones. I love those airports. They're my favorite. If I could make like change flights going somewhere else to airports like that, I do it. I don't know why. They're just lovely. They're human. They're normal. They're not crazy with terrorist concerns. I know it's still an airport. You still got to do that, but they're different, and I love them. I wish I could always fly out of Atlantic City or Trenton. Always. I don't love those big airports. Newark and Philly and
Yeah. It is a much smaller airport, and
yeah.
there's a lot to be said for the awesomeness that is the Atlantic City airport. But like I said, I'd be really surprised if that many people actually flew in from Atlantic City in the Atlantic
They
City
should check
airport.
it out. They
Now,
should just before they make their flights, they should check it out
if
first to see
if they can, yeah.
if they
Not
can.
everybody has that option, or you might have to transfer extra flights to
Yeah,
make it an
I understand.
option. I think what you should Tom Tate plans to fly in from PHL, which is the Philadelphia International Airport, to the AC airport.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
I
gonna
mean,
fly
that's
from
one
Philly
way
to
of doing it.
AC? No, no,
That is
that's
one
not
way to
worth
do
it.
it.
But I'll tell you what, AC Airport is totally worth it.
Yep,
Okay.
I would agree. So that's, and shout out to Tom Tate. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us tonight. Longtime friend and supporter of MAPCON as well. I got to get you back on here, Tom, especially with the big change that you've just had in your career path. But anyway, yeah. So there is a good way to get there though. So you can actually fly. Oh, Tom does fly in style. Well, yeah. If you're flying from Philadelphia to Atlantic City, that is a stylish entrance. So we might as well just come in a helicopter, because that's
There you go.
you could land right. I don't know. I don't think you could land. Well, they might have a heliport on
They do.
one of the
They do. Yes,
sides of
they
the
do.
building. It's
There's
not going to be
nothing,
on
let me
top of
tell
the
you.
building, but
Have you ever flown in a small airplane? Like,
like a commercial airplane, small
no,
airplane. Yeah.
no, no, no. There is
No.
nothing like being in a small airplane and flying across, like up and down the New Jersey coast and seeing the Atlantic City lights. It's especially on like 4th of July. It is the coolest.
That sounds really cool. I
It
want
is
to,
very beautiful. It is really beautiful. And you fly out of AC airport or into AC airport. It's great. Anyway.
um so yeah, so there is a way to get there though. So if you fly into the Philadelphia airport, you can actually take the train from the airport up to 30th Street Station and then down to Atlantic City, which will put you within Uber distance of or even really walking distance if you don't have too much of a bag. Like you could walk from the
They may
train.
have shuttles too. Depends on
Oh,
what's
there might
going
be
on.
shuttles. Yeah, I'm not sure if they
Mhm.
have shuttles. I
We can
might
find
want.
that out.
Yeah, that's a good question. I might want to find that out for information purposes. But either
You're
way,
welcome.
you could walk, get shuttle, or well, you could take the jitney. The jitney will probably pick up there and take you. It
And
won't be
you
as
have
direct.
friends. And you have friends
Yeah.
that you can
So
maybe
if you
call
belong
and
to
see
and
where
you should,
people are.
to the
Yeah.
Mid Atlantic Podcast Conference
Mhm.
Facebook group, then you can actually ask. Let's see. So
Who's around? Yeah.
Raphael, what's up, Raphael? I flew on a small plane from Denver to
Not fun.
yeah, I don't know that it would be fun for me either. I'm not I don't know that I'm on team fly small plane. But
Best experience in the entire world. Really quick story. When my ex, he was the pilot, we flew out of Caldwell and went to Pittsburgh where his family lived. We did that the day there was a huge tornado that went all up the East Coast. And I kind of fell asleep for a while. And I woke up and I said, what, are they going to be building a super highway or something? He said, no, that's where the tornado went through, like the forest. It was the coolest thing I'd ever seen. Scary, but cool. Flying in a small airplane is just, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Sorry.
I will have to take your word for it for a little while.
Do it once before you poo-poo it. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, back to MAPCON.
Anyway, yeah, so there is ways to get there. You don't have to fly. You don't have to fly into the Atlantic City Airport.
No.
If and if you didn't know, the Atlantic City Airport is a thing. It is a thing. You can totally try to get to it. It's just not every airport gets there. So either that or flying to Philadelphia. We have plenty of people flying into to Philadelphia, including people from Australia this year. So yeah. So yeah,
some of us could step up and do shuttles. We can help out with the driving.
Yeah. I'll be there probably Thursday, sometime early Thursday, if not even maybe Wednesday night. Depends. I haven't figured all the logistics of everything out yet.
Okay.
So I will most likely be down there definitely Thursday, but possibly even Wednesday. So if you're down there, you want to hang out, let me know. I'm down.
So update us where we're at with the activities. Do you have all the speakers in place? Because I think I was asking that. I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, so the we have like 40 plus speakers. We still have people applying to be speakers. I have some speaker announcements actually probably in the next week or so. A pretty significant one that has never spoken on the MAPCON stage, but they are able to make it work this year. So hopefully, everything, the stars align and they will be on board for then.
So, okay, the question is, like I said, I think I'm speaking for a lot of people who have attended in the past. What are you doing to keep that wonderful, intimate feeling? Because your conference is different than all the other conferences. It's not the same. It's very intimate. It's just lovely.
Well, first off, thank you. That is very much by design. I really love to be able to bring as many people together and have a really great intimate time and get to know each other better and get to grow with each other better. And being able to have everybody in one room is always been near and dear to my heart. I feel like it does kind of stifle some of the growth, but now that we have a location that I feel comfortable in, I mean, we can house over 300 people in that one room, in a classroom style. So it's nice and it's comfortable. It's just a matter of getting that many people together to come and show up. So, just because we're changing location, that's something that's staying as part of it.
Right. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah. It's we're not breaking out into multiple rooms, like a lot of other conferences.
Typical. A lot of conferences do that, and it's kind of cool, but it's always a bummer when you miss some other. Maybe there's 2 or 3 that you want to get to, and they're just not running at this, different times. So I like that. First of all, that's how I've gotten to know a lot of people, by being in the same room. It's kind of like being in this major, huge workshop. I love that. We all get the same information at the same time, and personalities come out. That's one of the things I really like about MAPCON. All the different personalities that are in the room start to shine. So that's important, and that adds to the intimate feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think speaking of workshops, so every year we've done the creative podcast competition workshop extravaganza that has been a lot of fun for podcasters to get to learn and grow and meet other podcasters, and in the wake of get to win prize packs in the process. So some of the prize packs, actually every single year we have given away an ATR 2100 microphone. In fact, this microphone that I'm using right here, right now, at MAPCON.
I've never won it.
This year, we're actually, because we're sponsored by Audio Technica again this year for the second year in our history. We have a prize pack that includes a boom arm, an ATR 2005, which I've been told is a better microphone than the 2100, and you get a pair of headphones.
Cool.
So each person on the team in the, in your team, all four of you each get that prize pack.
Cool.
So yeah, so what you're going to get out of that, how to get that is basically you're going to get in a team of 4 podcasters. So you're getting out of your seat, you're communicating with other podcasters, and you're going to get an envelope with 6 randomized words in it, and you have to use those words to craft a 5-minute podcast in about 20 minutes. Now, every year there's been a different twist on it, and this year I haven't talked about it, but this year the twist is going to be you're going to have to record the podcast and submit it via email in you'll have 30 minutes this year, so you have time to actually do the recording and submit it. And the judges, the judges will judge after hours, so this will be at the end of the day. You're gonna put all your effort into getting this done before we break to go have dinner and everything like that. And then the next day, the top 3 or 4 podcasts will be played for everybody to
like we normally hear podcasts, not seeing it, because this last year you had everybody behind the wall and nobody could see them, but we all kind of knew who was there. So that's interesting.
But you don't have the physical comedy aspect of it.
No, it's true. That's how we listen to our podcasts.
Right. Like, I mean, people are watching us on Facebook Live right now, and that's awesome. And maybe you're watching the replay on YouTube. That's awesome. But it's just different because, most podcasts are consumed via audio only. So I want to make sure that some of that is integrity is there. But part of the other part of the reason is we just have so many speakers this year that I have to cut somewhere, and I don't want to cut the competition out. Obviously, we have a great sponsor again. Every year we have an awesome sponsor. Don't want to cut that out. So to offset, I'm like, okay, well, this has to be at the end of the conference, or we just have to cut 20 minutes, and then we only have to add 20 minutes at the in the second day, rather than trying to fit a 2-hour block of everybody doing their podcast, everybody being judged, and all of that all at once. So we'll only be playing the top 3 or 4 podcasts based on their scores, because you'll be judged by veteran podcasters that have yet to be to be determined. They'll be determined at the time of the conference, and the winning team will be receiving a prize pack and maybe a little something extra. I might have a little something extra this year.
All right. Wow, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, this is the 5th year of the conference, so I really want people to understand that this is a big deal. I mean, it's a big deal for the community that we've built, the family that we've built. It's a big deal for the people that that support year after year after year, and I'm trying to come up with a couple different ways of giving more and giving back and giving thanks to the people that have enabled this to be a thing. Yeah.
Well, again, you just don't forget the people that are coming there, just like you said, because they're the ones that are making this as intimate. They're helping support that effort. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing people and meeting new people. I mean, I hope new people come too, because you have it in a new venue. The hope is that it grows a little bit more. So it is really different than all the other conferences. So I hope people get that. I like that part.
I really appreciate that. And that's, like I said, that's something that we strive for. We're trying. Okay. Hey, Dave, how we doing? And thank you, Raphael. I think it's a huge milestone. I mean, it's halfway to 10. It's halfway to a decade. And we're moving to if you don't know about the event space, so this was
going to be?
Where's it going to be? Ocean Resort Casino, Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 6th and 7th. And this building was it was a $2 billion building when it was built back in, I think, 2008, 2009.
You talking about the Revel building?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So now it's turned over to this new property.
So the people that had Revel, they went belly up. When you spend $2 billion and you tell a bunch of people that like, hey, I don't care about if you come and play at our table games. Well, guess what? They don't book hotels either.
Exactly.
So, you know, they just basically shot themselves in the foot as much as
Yeah.
possible. This incredible building. So this guy Bruce, who sadly passed away not too long ago, I got to meet him a couple of times. He resurrected the building. He invested a ton of his own money, a ton of other investors' money, and a lot of his time and effort into making this place, you know, a place for people to come and enjoy. As Raphael says, this reminds me of Vegas or Hong Kong. It's an amazing property. It really is. Like you kind of forget that it's a casino. It's just an incredible building that they have here with so many awesome amenities.
Well,
And
as an interior designer, I'm interested to see the interior. So, you know, like that's the kind of thing I do.
I think you'll be mostly happy with it, especially if they finish flushing out, because they were still. I mean, they only opened back up in July of last year, so it's like a year into this.
Yeah.
And yes, Dave, it is a 6th and 7th is a Friday and Saturday. So so the building is incredible. I think everyone's going to be really blown away if you haven't been there.
But it's not on the beach though, right? It's not actually on.
Literally, like it's on the beach. It's right
on the beach.
Okay. Yeah, like you cross over the boardwalk and the beach is right there.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay,
it's literally pretty much on the beach. And
so we should all bring our bathing suits.
Yeah, and you know, for anyone who doesn't know, September in Jersey is like, as I've been told, second summer.
It's the best time to go to the beach.
It is.
Summer, forget it. September to October, best time to go to the beach.
It'll be like 80 plus degrees outside. If you're into just laying out on the beach or playing on the beach, you know, in the water, water may be cold.
No, still good in September.
Still good in September? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that it's just phenomenal. I would go and check out the website. I think it's like oceanresort.com or something like that. I should know off the top of my head.
You should know it, and make sure you have that in your MAPCON information.
oceanac.com. Now we do have rooms available. Tim's grabbing a Speedo. That's good to know. I look forward to opening up my my window and looking out at the beach and seeing Tim in a Speedo down there. I cannot wait, Tim. Please do not lie about this. Please make it so. You know, so it's where was I going? Because
wait.
Tim in a Speedo.
Tim's gonna be in a Speedo, but didn't he just get over like kidney surgery or something crazy like that? What did he have?
You know what? Now that you mention it, he
gonna
did.
Be looking at a big fat scar, Tim. Come on,
Tim. What did you just get over? Because you were in the hospital, I believe.
Yeah, he was. I'm glad
you remembered that.
He got it. He got over some kind of surgery. He's doing okay from what I see. But do we really want to see that in a Speedo? I'm not sure.
Well, somebody might. And I'm not going to discriminate about what people want to see in their window when they open up the.
I hear a new podcast coming up.
So there's he had a hernia.
That's it. I knew it was somewhere in that area. How are you doing?
Yeah, are you feeling better, Tim? It's going to probably be a minute before he actually hears this. But in the meantime, what was I going to say? The
Ocean Resort, the weather's going to be great. I say the water's going to be fine. You got a block of rooms. You were talking about rooms. You started to head into the rooms.
Oh, so the rooms. Yeah. So there is special pricing for the rooms. As Dave said, sounds like the weekend after Labor Day, not crowded, much less traffic. It should be less crowded. Now, with that said, Saturday night is Miss America, and it takes place in Atlantic City. So
you guys are all going to be so very happy.
Apparently Tim, chicks dig scars. And you just have to ask his wife. So it is Miss America. So they the room rates I think it's like Thursday night, Friday night are pretty inexpensive, like in the $120 range. It's the Saturday night it's like $299 for the room. So if you're staying for like 3 days, it all kind of balances out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Saturday is kind of crazy, and apparently it's crazy no matter where you stay. But if you have points or something, I would recommend you. Ocean is a Wyndham hotel, so if you have points in the Wyndham, however that works, go and take advantage of that.
Are we going to put up any kind of room sharing opportunities on MAPCON site? Do people list anything?
Yeah, we can get a room sharing opportunity
going on the MAPCON site. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Yeah, through the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that, Dave. I guess you'll have a lonely night that night. Hopefully she wins. So yeah, the rooms are awesome. Just, like I said, I know it's been a little off-putting to some people, and that's really, Stacy, that's been one of the issues that I've wanted to try to navigate, I guess, is like, look, everything is more expensive down there. And look, to be fair, there were some hotel, I don't want to name names, but there were some hotels that were like, oh, cool, you have this event. We have a minimum of $20,000 food and beverage costs. So if you're not spending $20,000 on food and beverage, then we're not taking you. And I'm like, oh, cool. I don't know who you're geared towards, because I don't, with the exception of maybe weddings and big corporate events, and concerts, I don't.
We're just not that fancy of a group.
You just aren't that interested in hosting us. So cool, no big deal, right? And so so I think we have a more than fair price, but at the same time, the cost of doing this is a little over double what I was paying when we were at the Holiday Inn Express, or a Holiday Inn at in South Swedesboro.
All right, so I'm biting the nails, and my nails. I love my nails. Okay.
Well, and look, and that was something that I was, legitimately concerned about. But as time has gone on, I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna cover all this, and for anyone that knows MAPCON, they know that I'm not making a ton of money at it. I enjoy doing it. I love bringing people together and creating an experience. So, if I break even on this year, or just a little less, making less money than in the previous years, I'm okay, because you know what, next year will be bigger.
Okay, I just don't want you to take a hit. That's all. That's my concern.
The only hit I've taken is the first year. The first year I took a pretty good hit of so 3,000 or 4,000, something like, it was between $3,000 and $5,000 when all was said and done.
How do you have a number you have to hit before it's okay, where you're not taking it, at least breaking even, because this is so much more expensive?
Well,
do you have a number? Do you know it?
Yeah, so the number is about eight grand with the food.
So are you anywhere near there in terms of people registering or what have you? Is there?
We should be close to that right now. There's a lot of, if you're watching this and you're supposed to be speaking at MAPCON, make sure you got your ticket already. Because the price is only going up, right? Every month, the first of the month, the price is going up. So if you don't have your ticket yet and you're supposed to be speaking there, the longer you wait, the more the price is going to be. And if you aren't speaking at MAPCON, then you can use this promo code below, MAPCON5, to get 15% off your ticket. Which I think it's for plus and premium tickets only, for the 15% off. But yeah,
wait. So what are they getting with plus and premium? What's the difference?
Yeah, so there's the general ticket that just gets you into the event. The plus ticket includes a t-shirt and the virtual ticket, so you'll have access to the video files of every single talk after the fact. And the premium ticket is all of that, plus you'll have access to a private course being held the morning of MAPCON. So on the 6th at 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., you will have a private 3-hour course with me and Samantha Riley from Australia teaching. She'll be in the house. She won't be remoting in. teaching how to elevate your podcast. So we'll be talking more about the business side, but some of the technical side too, answering some technical questions on things that you can do to elevate your podcast.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's the premium ticket. And you also get the virtual ticket with that, and the limited edition T-shirt, as well as the free headshots. It's another thing that we offer. Every single conference we've done, we've offered free headshots from Jeanette Pellegrini. She does an incredible job, comes all the way out of Long Island. She's a great friend of mine. Love her to pieces, and very honored that she comes out every single year and does a wonderful job for us. So
everybody that comes, all the speakers, like I told you, every time I've been there, I've always been blown away by the quality of the speakers that you get. It's always like, you're putting on this conference, what's the point? The point is, what can you do for me? Why should I spend this money to come here? Because your speakers are, again, the intimate setting has always been so appealing. I feel like, you know what I mean? It's not like some guy standing on a big stage and he's got his spiel and that's it. You're done. Maybe he takes one or two questions. We've all had our moments where we get to ask questions, or you get access to that person afterwards to,
yeah, because they're there in the room. They're not like jetting off to somewhere else, to some private room or something, or some other room to hear another speaker. So it's one of those, it's one of those things where it's like everybody, and the energy that builds, the inside jokes that builds, the friendships that builds, rubbing elbows with great people all day long, like. That's and some of these are Hall of Fame podcasters, really long time podcasters. And in this case, this year, you were saying about the quality, like we have an Emmy award winning journalist who's going to be speaking this year, who I'm absolutely like blown away that she's on. It's Bota Yimam.
Okay.
Your mom, I always she knows.
You did not mess up her name. Come on, Joe.
I know she knows. Bota knows. It's okay.
It's all right.
She knows. Girl. All right. I'm pretty sure it's your mom. She always says like it's like yo mom, but
okay,
that's what she says. So it's something to that effect. But she is wonderful. If you didn't see the interview I did with her a couple of weeks ago, you should definitely go check that out. There was a lot of great stuff. And then I went and did an interview with her where she was interviewing me for her Facebook group, and I actually turned that into a podcast episode the other week, a few weeks back, where it was great because there was a ton of information about profiting from your podcast. So Raphael, says, I remember being at MAPCON at a school auditorium. You had amazing people there. I really appreciate that, Raphael. I really would love to get you back to another one. So hopefully, if you can make it work this year, it would be awesome to have you make it to the event and come have a great time. And then, Tim puts it out there that, if the plus gets him in the Speedo at your window, while the premium gets him not at your window, fully clothed. I would agree. You should totally be considering buying a premium ticket. I think so. Here's one other thing. So you buy the premium ticket. It's the classes from 9 to 12, and then afterwards, and we had such great. I mean, by we, I mean me. I had such great feedback from last year's private course. People were asking questions right up until I was still eating lunch, and people were still asking questions because they just were just getting so much out of it.
Was Tim fully clothed for that event?
He was fully clothed. I believe he. I mean, he might not have been at night. I don't know. I wasn't there. But so. So the great thing is not only do you get all that, but for the extra added price, you're also getting lunch, because the conference starts at 1:00. So you're getting a private lunch with the people that were in the class, with me, with Sam, and everybody else that's there in that class. Right now, I think the total is like a total of 30 tickets total. And I think we're at like 8 or 9 sold so far. So I would love to get it to be like 15 to 20, maybe even sell out. I don't know. It would be incredible. I would absolutely be.
So who's going to benefit from that? Who's a benefit? Because I haven't even launched yet. So you know what I mean? I don't know that that's going to be okay for me, but people who have been podcasting for a really long time, are they going to benefit, or is it more of the beginner?
I would say people that are podcasting for a bit longer,
Right.
than just a little bit, just for a little bit, maybe to like 6 months to a year. So they have their flow down. They know
Okay.
who their target audience. They're pretty sure they know who their target audience is.
Mhm.
That's who's going to benefit the most, because it's
Okay.
how to take it to the next level. So if you aren't podcasting already, this really isn't the course for you. I've been thinking about doing a course maybe Thursday night, like a 2-3 hour boot, probably like a 2 hour boot camp,
Like a boot
to
camp.
help
Yeah.
people figure out like what their goal is. So I mean, if you're listening to this and you're like, hey, I like Staci here, doesn't have their podcast together yet, which I don't understand how that's happening in my presence.
You're not in my life. You don't understand, but okay, go ahead. No, I have a bunch of interviews. I have done interviews. Mine's an interview style. It's just finishing editing them and actually getting it started. So I'm kind of 80% there, sort of. It's really the technical stuff launching. That's what it is.
So
I'll be honest with you.
I mean, maybe it might be good. I mean, the thing is like most of the people that are coming in that class specifically are already launched. So
yeah, I don't belong in that class because I'm not there yet. So I get it.
So
but that'd be cool if you offered boot camp.
Yeah, I might offer a boot camp actually, because like I said, I plan to be on Thursday. So maybe it's like a Thursday, Thursday at like. I don't know. That's a good idea. I think I might
Don't
put it out
do
there.
it now because you don't know yet. But I would think about it, because then I have to tell you, marketing wise, you might be able to market to people like me who kind of love podcasting, kind of know a lot about it, but haven't launched yet. And maybe there's some technical stuff that's stopping them. You know what I mean? Or I wouldn't think it would be for people who just haven't figured out what they want to do with it yet. I mean, I'm like very eager to do it. So, so you don't know. You might have this whole audience that, oh, I'm not going to MAPCON or any other podcast conference because I haven't launched yet, or I don't know what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
MAPCON is perfect for people that haven't launched yet.
I agree. I loved it. I am a total supporter. Yeah, I agree.
And you're a multi-year attendee who still has yet to launch. So, yawns yet.
What is that a new word? Let's figure that one out. But go ahead.
Well, it's the why haven't you launched? Yaunched.
Good, Joe. That was quick on your feet.
So I think that if you haven't launched yet, the MAPCON is absolutely perfect for you. You're gonna get to come and rub elbows with some amazing people. There is one person that I think next week I'll be announcing, and they are from the very beginnings of podcasting that I'm very honored to have coming all the way across the country to be attending. So there,
I thought Dave Jackson wasn't coming.
Well, Dave Jackson isn't from all the way across the country. And sadly, Dave Jackson is not coming this year. I am like literally heartbroken by that. But it is what it is. We will soldier on, and hopefully next year he will put it in his calendar right away rather than waiting until.
Well, we'll have him in his Speedos. So I feel like that's sorry. Not letting that one go. Go ahead. Moving on.
I think you said Dave in his Speedo.
No, don't do that to Dave. Go ahead.
So I think I think that if we're able to get some more podcasts or some more people interested in the idea that, hey, I want to, like, I haven't launched yet and I need to get started, then there might very well be a course for those people that will be held for them. So yeah, I would look for that for like probably Thursday night. I can't imagine that we would start at 6 a.m. on Thursday morning or Friday morning, but you never know. We'll see how many people we get or what's available.
I don't do 6 a.m. Sorry. No. Okay. That's why I never joined a BNI. I can't handle driving that time of the morning. It just doesn't exist for me. Sorry.
So yeah. So what else?
What else do we need to know? So we got the rooms. You have a block of rooms set aside, right?
I need
And
to
you
sell.
kind of,
Like, in all
yeah.
honesty, if you're thinking about getting a room, please get a room. I actually need to book a couple of pair of rooms
So
myself.
what are we doing? Are we calling up and saying we're with MAPCON and they have a special pricing, or
Oh,
is it code?
this link that I'm gonna throw into the bottom here. So you're going to Mid-Atlantic or podcastmidatlantic.com/hotel.
Okay.
I'm going to check to make sure it's working right this second because what the heck. So you got to put the HTTPS into it because my host has been not doing everything I've been asking them to do, and yeah, I've not been very happy. So and that's something that the website needs to get fixed because the website should be midatlanticpodcast.com, not podcastmidatlantic.com. That was from a long ago, and after
so you're going to fix it by when?
probably after the conference. At this point, it's not going to happen before the conference.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
need to
So how are people going to know when it doesn't work? What are they going to do? You're just telling them now, and what if they're not listening to this? Do you want to make an announcement or a note on your?
No. Podcastmidatlantic.com will just forward to midatlanticpodcast.com in the future.
Okay.
So it'll just be taking, but doing the swap requires a bunch of time and effort. And considering that we're, a couple months out at this point, I don't need to be messing with the site. Yeah, we're we're 85, 86 days out from the conference at this point. It's crazy. Less than 3 months away. I'm trying to think, like, what else? One of the things I really love about the fact that we're going to be at Ocean this year, and I think this speaks to really finding a location that isn't as secluded as the Holiday Inn in Swedesboro, is you're getting there's so many food options. And that's one of the things, like, and I'm curious, Stacy, like, what you think, and people in the chat, I would love to hear your that's awesome. Thank you, John. I would love to hear your input. I'm looking forward to meeting him as well. He lives like literally like right over there. Like,
I can see it where you're pointing. I can see that. Yes.
Literally right over there.
Yeah.
So one of every year we have offered food as part of the Saturday so that everybody can get together and do network together and things like that.
Yeah.
So the thing is this year I'm supposed to be offering food, but I'm also kind of curious if it's needed, because there's so many food options like within walking distance, just within the hotel itself, or if you go to like the Showboat or walk.
Why don't you put out a survey? Why don't you do like a Survey Monkey to people, to everybody that's registered?
I think I'm going to do it anyway. It's just the food costs so much more than it ever was.
That's what I'm saying. So ask people what they want. Put a Survey Monkey, knowing that you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. If you know that these options are happening, would you want to do that? I like the effect you have when you post, Joe. I was like, when you post other people.
I really appreciate that. Not everybody, it's not like we have tons and tons of people watching, but I think overall, there's actually quite a few people that between people jumping in and out. I got to look at the actual number, but
all right. But answer my question: why don't you do a Survey Monkey or some kind of survey? Why don't you just do that and ask people what they want? Because you're going to put all this effort out to supplying food that people just might not be interested in. They may, you know what I mean? There are lots of good food options in AC, and
there are, and I think there's gonna be plenty of opportunity for people to do it. And I think that one of the reasons where am I at here? Yeah, one of the reasons in the past that I've offered the food was because if people had to drive, like, that means you got to cut more time out for lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and Roger who's that? Roger. He just said the thing. Make sure you have ample time for people to get to the food. Yeah.
With the amount of speakers that we have this year, we do not. we absolutely are going to be like, well, I was trying to think of another way of saying it. We're going to be pressed for time, to say the least.
Time. I had a better word. Yeah. All right. So
we're going to be very much pressed for time for getting like everything into making the conference operate the way it's, and getting done within a reasonable time. Like, if every single speaker shows up, there's a good chance we're going over our initial time.
Well, can I ask a question? Why don't you cut some speakers? Is that like a no-no?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna take back like, hey, I know.
Okay, so how about if you start earlier, a little earlier, maybe?
So you could. We are already starting at 8 a.m., which I mean is
that's early enough for me.
You're recommending yourself. Yeah. So there's only so much that I can do, but I mean, in if previous years have taught me anything, there will be a number of people that will inevitably not be able to make it for one reason or another. So and instead of like pushing up against the wall and being like, oh no, like are we gonna have enough content? Are we gonna have enough people? Are we gonna have enough speakers? Are we gonna have enough this or that? I kind of rather just like roll the dice and have too many people that have awesome things to talk about than I get it. Even like walk out and leave a little early, which would stink because we do the great group photo at the end of the conference.
I know.
So at the same time, like there's just so many great speakers and so many great things to be said that I don't want to take away from that either.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and the only other thing you never did, which I always, maybe you do it with that course that you do before. I love masterminds. And I thought that maybe if your conference was going just a little bit longer, then maybe you could tack on like an hour for a mastermind for either the very advanced people, which is not what I'm in, or beginner people to help, really have a more intimate question and answer kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I did that the last year and the year before, and it was on Sunday, and I wanted to kill myself.
Really? Because you were right at that point.
So exhausted, and so like we had people come to the house 2 years ago. We had people come to the house on Sunday, and it was absolutely. I mean, it was a great time. It was a magical time. I loved the people that came, and we had a great explored. I was totally dead by Saturday. I was dead. By the end of Saturday, I was already dead. So for me to go to sleep and then wake up and have like 8 people show up at my house by like 9 a.m. I mean, it was great. Like, Scott Mulvaney was like making breakfast in my house, and it was awesome. Like, it was a great time. But I after that I said no, never again. And the following year, last year, we did it before the conference, which I think was a lot better. And then on Sunday, I was able to just like, mostly crash because I had to take care of like the kids and stuff. So, trying to figure out like what's the best.
No, we're good. We're good. Don't worry about it. I didn't mean to make it like a stressful thing. I get it. So
max registration number. The max registration number, like, I think on the website, if you go to like buy your ticket at like midatlanticpodcast.com/register, is I think it's like 100 or 200 or something like that. I'm not sure what it currently is, but the real number, like in all honesty, is like somewhere around 300, 350. If we can get that many people, that would be absolutely incredible. In fact, Staci, before, full disclosure, before like the whole TV show thing, that's how this orange background thing got on behind me. Is like super wrinkly and I need to fix it. Before all that, and
it's very what's the tie-dye-ish looking from this view.
Yeah, well, that was kind of, plus I never wear an orange shirt, so I would never clash with I'd always clash with it. It's just I wouldn't blend in with it, like the green shirt with the green screen or blue shirt with the blue screen. I was planning on going all out for this year for MAPCON. Like, okay, we're definitely going to get, 350, 400 attendees and stuff like that, because I'm going to put like every ounce of every second into MAPCON. And what happened is the TV show fell on my lap, and I'm like, okay, well, let's, I maybe we, can get like 200 people, and I'm fine with that. Like, that would be still, I'd be over the moon to have 200 people.
Yeah.
And I think, right now we're on track to have probably about 150, 135 to maybe 200. If there's like a big, there's, like I said, there's some people that are supposed to be coming. I think some people need to get on their I'm going to promote horse a little bit and help out, and we'll go, go from there. But at the bare minimum, we're looking at like 120 people, which is nothing to sneeze at. We each year we have grown year over year after year, and the quality of the people that say yes to this. Last year there was somebody who came from Chicago, got in his car. Well, he watched the entire 40-minute vlog of the prior year, 2017, watched the whole thing, and said, those are my people, I need to be there.
That's
and
awesome.
He got in his car and drove from Chicago.
Who was that?
I'm blanking on his name.
Okay.
Well, he is in the vlog.
He's listening and he can say something.
Yeah, if you are listening, definitely write something in the comment. Or I'm pointing.
No, it was
me. But yeah, no, he drove all the way from there, and it just, I mean, to me, it's like, it's one of the reasons I do this.
Yeah.
Like I said, this isn't about the money so much as it's about the just bringing awesome people together and having a great network of people. So I'm super honored that people think that highly of not just me, but the people around me to want to be a part of it and drive from Chicago. I mean, we've had,
well, look at Max. Look at Max. Max from Max Ivy.
Yeah, Max Ivy. I mean, shout out to Max. If you're watching, say hi. So it's like, getting on a choo-choo train, on a train. Sorry, it's getting late. On a train from Texas.
Hanging out with the kids too much. But yeah, he took a train. Oh, we were from Texas. He came into Philly. They lost his luggage. We started #free Max's bags, and by the end of the conference we got that back.
Yep. And he's blind, like totally blind. He's just that second time he came from across the country by train to be here with us.
Yeah.
So Tim asks, will there be a break on Friday around 4 p.m. to accommodate check-in? I plan on driving in Friday and check in at the usual 4 p.m. driving from 1 hour south of DC, so 4-hour drive. Should I just come in Thursday night? We're the Friday is supposed to end about 6:30. So I don't know if that's too late for you, but it is Atlantic City, that like doesn't sleep a whole lot. So I'm Tim, if you want to be a part of the podcast competition, the creative podcast workshop, that it's probably going to take place at like 5:30. So I mean, there is time for a break in there. I don't have my calendar or my calculator up, spreadsheet up, but there should be at least a couple breaks in there. So if you wanted to run and go get checked in, it shouldn't be a problem. I'm just trying to pull it up now to see how many breaks there are on Saturday. It looks like there's like 3 5-minute breaks, 3 5-minute breaks. So, and they might end up being a little bit longer, depends on how many people, for speaking, if some speakers don't show up, then they might end up being like 10 or 15-minute breaks. It just depends on, if people show up for their speaking spots, which by the way, last year I had some people talk about, or maybe it was the year before, talk about like, okay, Joe, why do you not have the spotlight speakers on a schedule? And like, so they know what order they're going to speak in.
Yeah, that's a good question.
That was from Dave Jackson. And I said, here's the reason. I want as many people to show up and stay there as possible, because we're in one room, and I want everybody to have that full amount of people in the room. So if I tell people they're not going to talk to blah 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 for 8 minutes,
they may not be there for 8
minutes and then leave and then come back the next day for like the featured speakers. So I want people to
that. You think people who are coming to MAPCON doing that because it's a different kind of conference. It's not like all the others where you're going to different rooms. So I don't know. I don't feel that way.
I don't know. I'm not positive. But here's the thing. So, but also I want like I said, I want people to show up. So you don't need to change that. You don't need to change that.
If it's been working, don't change what's been working. Don't fix what's not broken. So you've already changed the location to a new location. That's already going to be a big change. So but keep doing how you've been doing it. Keep that, because that's been working.
Here's one thing. So where we are in the hotel, we're on a floor that, from my knowledge of that floor, is just meeting rooms. So you're not on the gaming floor. You're not you're away from the traffic. So we're and I don't know what other conferences are going on at the time, but we should. I mean, I imagine we will probably, especially probably Friday night, probably have the run of that room now, and they might have a wedding going on or something. I don't know.
No, but you have the Miss America, so is that going to spill over into that hotel? People.
But the floor we're on is like all
meeting rooms. Okay.
Yeah. When we'll be, assuming that there's no wedding going on there, which there may be, I don't know, but we'll be on kind of potentially on our own little island, MAPCON. So hopefully, hopefully for the hotel they have some kind of wedding going on, but for our sake, we're gonna, we're not gonna be in the hustle and bustle of the casino, is what I'm saying.
But I feel like Tim's probably gonna crash a wedding that's there in his Speedos. I really feel like that might happen.
Other people that I imagine would go and crash a wedding.
Good food.
Yeah, right. So Dave said, nice number. I've attended 350 to 400 conferences, and 150 is intimate.
350 to 400 people in the okay.
I would say, yeah, but even at 350 or 400 people, the goal, and I think that the hotel can sustain us at 350 in a classroom style room. So so it's still room. I want
to get back to the promoting of the event, because I run the Business Mingle, which is a very nice little small networking group, and we do very well.
And it's very interesting. I do enjoy what you guys or ladies do.
I love it. What we do is we always push this so hard. Bring a guest, invite a guest, because they may not come, but then I let people know, if you can't make it, maybe there's someone you might think might be interested. Invite them, pass the invitation on. And I really feel like you need to start letting people know, hey, invite a guest. I don't know that everybody who's a podcaster, who just because they're not a podcaster, I would still enjoy it even if I wasn't interested in podcasting, because it's a very cool conference. You learn a lot. It's not just podcasting that goes on. It's also relationship building and networking. And I've met the most interesting people at MAPCON. Okay. So, and I'm amazed that a lot of them are from New Jersey, which I'm kind of surprised at. Yes, I'm a Jersey girl, but I feel like you should ask people, maybe put out something, say it's time for you to step up and invite a guest or invite somebody else, or pass it on, help promote this event. Do you not think so? Or is that hard for you to do?
No, I hope people feel that way, that they want to promote and bring, more people to the table.
But it's not their event. It's not always what can you do for me, or what, you know what I mean? It's not about me kind of thing. So you need to ask people I think you need to just start doing that, because I think we all want this event to be successful. We want to keep it going. I do. I feel that way. I've been to other podcast conferences. I've been to many other conferences, and this is one of my favorite conferences because because it's intimate, because it's run differently. because it feels different and better and more informative. Sorry. That's how I feel.
You don't have to be sorry. I think I think I will I'll put a call out for people to. I mean, look, in past years I've done affiliate links for people, speakers, to say, hey, look, I'll pay you, 15-20% of a ticket if you, the issue with that gets into
yeah, I have one too. It was flying around me. Yeah.
Mosquito in here. So the issue gets into like, okay, well, I don't want to get to the point where I have to raise the price of the conference to the point to cover that.
Right. That's what we don't want to happen.
Right.
So
like, I mean, I even had qualms with doing it this year. Was raising the prices, raising the.
It's still not outrageous, Joe. It's not outrageous. So I feel like we need to get over that and move past that. You're already there. You've set the prices. That's the way it is. So it's not about price. It's about what they're getting for the money, the value. Remember, we always talk about this. Yep. My struggle as an interior designer, people's perception of the value of what I'm bringing is the same thing. It's the same thing. So you're bringing a lot of value, and I just think that more people need to know about it. That's all. And you have to find another way. So
yeah.
Look, Tim just said something here about not knowing when he was going to be called.
Yeah, so Tim, as a spotlight speaker last year, I love not knowing when I'd be called. Very impromptu, so I had to think on my toes. And you convinced me I'm coming Thursday. That's awesome, Tim. Thank you.
Don't forget the Speedo.
Don't forget your Speedo. So that kind of speaks into the whole 8 minutes. Why spotlight speakers only get 8 minutes, and I mean, I've had people talk to me. They're like, oh, well, if I'm not going to go and speak for 8 minutes and then have to pay, 40% of the ticket price to be there. And I'm like, well, that's cool. Like, having you there still isn't free on my part. And you speaking for 8 minutes, it does one of two things. It helps bring you back for the next year, because all my spotlight speakers, if you speak if you speak the 1 year, the following year you can get a free, your free pass, plus you get to be a featured speaker. So that's one of the things where it's like, I guess it's the way I try to give back, because the whole idea is like, okay, somebody comes in to the conference and they say, wow, this is really cool. I love this. I need to speak next year.
Yeah.
Next year they're coming. They're, they went from paying full price down to like 40% of the price.
Yeah, but hopefully you're having them bring someone or invite. So it doesn't always work out that way, but reward them even more if they are able to get another person in to fill a seat.
For the 8 minutes that they're giving, a value to the conference. Like, so then you take that, and then it's like, okay, now next year you're getting a free ticket, plus you're a featured speaker, plus you're getting 21 minutes or 22, I think it's like 21 minutes to speak. And you're getting the full room. So it's not like, oh, you could speak and like literally speak to 10 people because everybody else is in the other room listening to that other speaker that took all my thunder away. So that's one of the things where it's like, okay, I want to be able to make it so I can continues to bring people back. And one of the downsides to that is, if we don't bring in enough newcomers, then the conference doesn't make enough money, meaning that it starts to it starts to capsize a little bit.
Exactly. I get it. That's what I've been trying to get to. Is like, you need to do other things.
Yeah, and look, I have no qualms with talking about any of this, because like it's an open book. This is a community based event for people who want to be a part of something that's, I don't want to say just something that's different, because that's kind of cliched, but it is something different. And I don't have to be the one that does that, because everyone else will say that for me. In fact, it's so different that apparently Tim is. I'll find a wedding to crash Thursday night, starting up a bail fund. Well, if Karen Yankovic tweets that, it might actually be able to get said fund together. Dave found out because of Joe Foley. Like, super thankful for Joe, and I'm glad that he shared MAPCON, and he does the No Sitting on the Sidelines Dad podcast. And he is a great guy. So let's see. I've shared this discussion with 3 podcasters who live in the Northeast and may want to attend. I hope so, Dave. Love to bring people to the, as I've been told, the MAPCON family. That's what we're all about here. So I think I think we're going to be okay, because I think a lot of times
if you say so.
a lot of times the most of the people don't end up registering until the last like week or week and a half.
I know that very well. I know that from the business mingle. Yeah.
But it's fine. We'll make it through. Like I said, this is our 5th year doing it. I have no qualms with figuring it out once we get there. And I think we're gonna continue to promote it. I'm gonna be doing some Facebook ads coming up to hopefully get this conference into the more hands, more people.
Can I make another suggestion too? It occurred to me. I'm always got that marketing hat thing. Can't turn it off, but maybe you should target those ads or do it organically somehow to schools that are teaching podcasting and what do they call that, broadcasting, because again, they're hanging out, these are like students. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, people in classes, because I just got myself my own first intern, and I'm realizing that they're not all just 18-year-olds, you know what I mean, who don't know. There are people who go back to school or have just learned. Look, I took the podcasting class for my marketing purposes, and I fell in love with the whole medium. I was an adult, I wasn't looking to become a podcaster. I just wanted to learn about it, and now I'm very happy with it. I love the whole life and people and who do it. But my point is, I'm not the only one. There are people that are taking classes that are learning the medium. So maybe kind of figure out how to reach those people, because there's a lot of them, a lot of people who just graduated and they don't know where they're going to be working, but this could be something to get their juices going. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, absolutely. There was one other thing I wanted to mention. So if you haven't seen the shirt yet for this year, that was a collaborative effort between me, Amy J, shout out to Amy J of Chasing Dreams podcast, and my wife Melissa, and in part you as well, Staci, because the last I think 2 years you beat me up that I haven't had a women's cut V-neck.
Because we're not all a size 5, and I don't wear round-necked T-shirts that just make me look like a big bag of sack of potatoes. And I'm like, how about a woman's cut with a V-neck? Hello, and thank you for doing that this year.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. I am excited to be offering that. If you haven't seen it yet, go to midatlanticpodcast.com and check that out. It's right. Just scroll down a little bit and you'll see both cuts of the shirt. It's only going to be available if you come to the conference, or if you reach out to me and like some of the podcasters who can't make it this year have reached out to me and said, please order me one of these shirts. I really want them.
T-shirts are cool.
Yeah, they are cool. They are so cool. And I don't want to make this all about me, but so for anyone who doesn't know, I've made a lot of different shirts over the years, and most of the majority of them are for MAPCON. And part of that is I just love creating and love making art and things of that nature. So a lot of people don't know, but I am getting ready to launch my own t-shirt company arm of my 234 mega corporation that it is. And so it's at 234threads.com. So the first shirt this year, and this is how it ties back into MAPCON, the first shirt that will be offered on this platform, because this platform is not like, I didn't want to create something that is just like, oh, here's a bunch of designs I made, blah, like everybody gets it, and just buy.
Term, right?
I'm sorry, what?
They're short term. You're on a timer. Right?
All limited edition. There's only going to be one shirt available at a time. In fact, so much so that, Staci, at one point I was going to offer the women's cut and the unisex cut at the same time. But I think actually, after thinking about it, I think I'm going to offer them separately. So each shirt is only available for 234 hours, which is a little less than 10 days at a time. So if there's a shirt that, a design comes up that you like, it's only going to be available for that amount of time. And once it's gone, it's gone. So only one shirt is available on the site at a time. And once you purchase a shirt, you'll be entered into the Secret Tea Crew, which enables you to network with other entrepreneurs from around the world. So all these shirts are for entrepreneurs, tech heads, dreamers, podcasters, that all those types of people that identify with things like that. So and once you're in the crew, not only will you get access to networking with other entrepreneurs and getting the support that you need, you'll also get access to like exclusive courses. I really need to move my mic to the other side. Exclusive exclusive interviews that I'll be doing, using the Facebook Lives and going right into the Facebook group. Different offers, discounts for other merchandise, as well as maybe MAPCON stuff, and live events. I want to do live events for the people that are in that crew. And then on top of all that, 10% of the profits go to HopeWorks, which is located in Camden, New Jersey. Hoping
That's
Camden,
nice.
they help them get on an education path, and a technology path, and a entrepreneurship path. And these youth have gone through a lot in their lives, in a lot of cases. So it's really a really great opportunity for them to get on a path, like when they didn't have a path.
Well, HopeWorks isn't a national thing, so most people don't know what they are. But we, from local South Jersey, we know HopeWorks. So
they've won a ton of awards, and it's and not just in South Jersey, but also in Philly, and even a couple of national awards. They've won national. Okay. Yeah, they won a really, really big one in 2017. I forget what the name of it is. I can see the trophy in my head, but I am. Anyway, then the other thing is so popular designs that get the most, they get the most sold or things like that might be offered in a limited edition run as different apparel. So like if there's like a design, like, oh, I really love that design. It was only available in this color with this, in this t-shirt or whatever. If you're part of the Secret Tea Crew, you'll have access to the secret apparel, which might be that on like a hoodie, but it's only available for 234 minutes. So if you're not if you're not following along, if you're not following in the email, the mailing list or the Facebook group, then you're not you're going to miss out on it. Like it's only going to be available.
It's a lot of pressure, Joe. It's a lot of pressure.
I want to create FOMO, and that's really the goal here, is to create a value added in so many different ways, but also creating exclusivity in the fact that like these designs are created by me. They're designed and curated by me, and then only available for a certain amount of time. And it's not one of those things where it's like, oh, it's only available for 5 hours, but then like literally next week it's available, and it's not really that exclusive. So
it's like all those furniture stores that are always going out of business, and then they never go out of business. Yeah. So all right. Well, so I go back to MAPCON now. So are we good with MAPCON, or are we not finished yet? Sorry.
The reason I bring all this up is because the first design that will be going live is a very limited edition, like a 100 t-shirt availability edition of the Mic Dropper shirt from 2017. That's how all this ties back together. So and it's only going to it'll be available for 234 hours, but it's only going to be available for 100 purchases. Once it's gone, it's gone. So if you like the Mic Dropper look, if you go to 234 Threads, you can actually see what the shirt will look like. I just got the sample the other day. It feels awesome. It looks awesome. I'm very excited about getting to offer this, and I think that the people that because people still ask, like, can I buy these shirts? Like, they want to
it was
buy
a nice shirt.
Shirts. From the Podfessional shirt to the podcast, the original podcaster shirt to the Mic Dropper shirt. So it's people want this stuff. I want to give it to them. It's just I needed a platform that wasn't that wasn't there. And then the other reason this fits in the MAPCON is because I've already had a few of my friends reach out and that are in the MAPCON community and say, Joe, I want to collaborate with you. I want to use your platform to make my t-shirt and sell my t-shirt, for my podcast through that. And I'm like, okay, like let's do it, And the other thing is I want to do affiliate deals as well, with a lot of bonuses involved, bonus incentives involved for the podcasters that, so I have a way to give back to those people as well, for promoting both me, my platform, the MAPCON, all that stuff. So look forward to all that stuff coming. I don't want to say exclusively to the MAPCON family, but at least in the very beginning, I'll be reaching out to a lot of the MAPCON family to talk about that. So Dave asks dollar. So the t-shirts, at least to start, will be $25, and 10% of the profits. So it's something. So 10% of the profits are going to go to HopeWorks. So the way I see it, as the community grows and as the live events grow and everything grows with it, I think we will be looking at shirts that cost more, like $35 or $50 or $100, something to that effect. And I don't know. Right now I know I have a handful of designs I want to put out there. They're going to last about 10, just shy of 10 days each. On the following day at like 8 a.m., the next one will go live. And this is a machine that I'm creating here. So, we'll see. For right now, they're going to be about $25. I think the like 2XLs. No, they're not 100% cotton. I am not a big fan of 100% cotton because I feel like it shrinks. So they will be
bigger sizes, because some people are allergic to not 100% cotton.
So yeah, so that's a thing. And that's a thing that maybe in the near, going into the future, I might look at. I can look at and say, okay, let's offer this shirt in this color. It's still like unique, right? It's a design. It might be the same design, but now it's in a different color in 100% cotton versus a split. Generally I try to look for like the 60-40 splits, so it's soft but doesn't shrink, and usually they're heathered, kind of like this shirt is heathered with like the white in it. So it just depends. So I'm open to experimenting with different shirts and different fabrics. I know that the female cut that I ordered, was not a fan of it. It felt very more sandpapery to me. Most of it felt all right, but I was like, compared to the unisex shirt that I got, it was.
Wonder why? It's odd. Yeah.
I don't know. You know what? Ultimately, the one that I'm going to wind up offering is going to be in a female V-neck, that is all available in a lot of different colors, and I think should be softer than that one. So,
okay, cool.
I'm trying to experiment with a lot of different things, and looking forward to utilizing this to build like another community like the MAPCON family, in the entrepreneur space, in the tech head space, and dreamer space, and hopefully help promote not only the nonprofit, but my fellow podcasters who are like, hey, I want to sell some merch, and I want to do it in a way that enables me to not only make money but give back, and also make it nice and easy, easy process for me. So so that's my plug. I know it's a lot to take in, and because things can never be simple with me. That's why, Staci, and you know that.
I do know that. That's fine. All right, so MAPCON is going. I think you got to push a little bit, like to get people to invite people, and just keep it moving. And I think you got to like sort of think differently in your marketing strategy, just to get more people in, because I think if you grow it just a little bit more, I think it's going to be the perfect size for Atlantic City.
I think so too. And I think that we can definitely do it. I mean, we're probably about between the speakers, we're probably a little over halfway where I want to be. Like I said, that 120 to 150 range.
Okay.
So, and a lot of people don't start booking until it's way late.
Yeah.
Way later. So, it's just a matter of getting people to know about it and to feel confident in it. I think, if I want to talk about one mistake, I think I made for this year over like last year was, so the MAPCON vlog was, I'm not a big fan of the way it came out this year. It's like stupid long, like 120 or an hour and 20 minutes or something, an hour and 30 minutes. So it's way longer than I intended, even though it was a lot. I mean, we had, the MAPCON part, the after
Okay, so
party.
wait, what does that have to do with this one coming up? So you're saying you're not going to do another vlog, or just going to do it differently?
I'm just gonna do it differently because I feel like it came out too long and it took me way too long to put together, way longer than it should have been for a 3-day event or a 2-day event, really.
Yeah.
So I think, and I think it should have been. I wasn't as engaged in the video as well that I felt like as I was the first year. I mean, you don't even see me until like
Well,
into.
it's a lot to do, and you had a lot to do. If you're running the event, you really can't be doing all that either.
I did it.
Spread yourself so thin.
I did it 2 years ago, and I think 40 minutes was the perfect size of time.
Okay.
I think what it was I didn't want to let things go, and then you run into the issue of like, well, I don't want to leave certain people out of it. So like, I gotta make sure I include like this person, that person, in this moment, and that stuff, and all that. I just feel like I guess the pacing took a little too long to get into it. So it's something that I think like this year I want to be more engaged with the video. I think I was a little too. It took me a little too long to really get the video into, and I should take down the 100% comment. It just took a little too long to get into it. But yeah, so that's something that I think for this year I'm going to be a little more intentional like I was but you got to remember, like the previous year in 2017, I had just come off like doing over 100 vlog episodes in a row. Like, so I was like every day I'm like, right,
Here's one thing I've learned. It doesn't matter what you did the year before, because there's some people now, there's new people, and how are you going to do it now? Do you know what I mean? What's your
approach? Yeah. Well, because for me, it's a marketing tool. That's why it's at the top of the site, because I want people to feel like, hey, look, this is the people that are here, and if you identify with this, then you got to be here.
Sure, but can you, if you're still not happy, then can't you edit that now? Can't you take it and edit it even more?
I could.
Too much time. All right, never mind.
It's too late. It's too late for that. It's like spilled milk. It's over. It's done. It's everywhere. It's a mess.
Got it. Okay.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to MAPCON 2019, MAPCON 5. I got some, like I said, I got some big things in the works. And looking forward to next week where I'll get to make another announcement with another speaker. So, and I think people are going to be really happy about this speaker that's going to be there, even though it's not Dave Jackson, it's not Jessica Kupferman.
Well, great people.
They are great people, but this person, I think people are going to be very happy to hear and get to rub elbows with this person, and get to see them and get to know them, and they'll be there.
I'm excited.
So yeah. So any last questions? Because I know it is like an hour and 23 minutes. It is almost 11 o'clock. I am absolutely.
I need to go to sleep. Yeah.
Are you pumped, Staci? I'm pumped.
I'm tired. I'm ready to go to sleep. It's like,
if you can't tell,
it's almost 11 o'clock
at this point.
No, I'm really ready. I'm very excited. I had all those questions. You answered my questions. So we're good.
Good. I'm excited. I hope people that see this get a lot out of it and get the feeling like, look, this is the conference for you. If you're into podcasting or want to get into podcasting or want to learn more about podcasting, come down to Atlantic City day after Labor Day weekend, and come hang out and get to learn and rub elbows with awesome people. And even if you don't wind up launching your podcast in the near future, like you're gonna walk away different. If you're a marketer, you should totally come. Because there is so much more than just podcasting being taught in these talks. I promise.
Yeah, this is true.
You got to go check it out. So if you want to get 15% off of your plus or premium ticket, go to midatlanticpodcast.com/register and enter MAPCON5 in the promo code, and you'll get 15% off your plus or premium ticket. Remember, MAPCON5 is taking place in Atlantic City, New Jersey, September 6th and 7th. Go find out more about Mid-Atlantic Podcast. If you have a question, if you want to find out more and you're like, Joe, I gotta find out, just shoot me an email, joe@superjoepardo.com. That's me. You can shoot me an email or write to me on Facebook or LinkedIn or whatever you want to.
Just type in Joe Pardo, Super Joe Pardo. It'll come up. You'll figure it out.
You will find me if you type in.
You will find him.
I think it'll be like the first day. It's been a while since I've Googled. Have you Googled yourself lately, Staci?
I do it regularly because I like to see who's saying something about me. I'm just joking. I just like to see what comes up. I have found some weird stuff in the past. Weird stuff. It's like, that isn't even me. It's not me. I don't know why these things are there.
Oh, wow. Facebook. Yeah. I mean, Google is like really, I'm like all
internet. It's the internet. It's not just Google. It's the internet. The internet is just like crazy right now.
This is crazy because I never used to be the whole page, basically. If you type in Joe Pardo. Yeah. But it even says Joe Pardo author, and like it has links to my books and my profiles on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Go to like 5 or 6 pages in. It's the old stuff that you're like, wow. Like one time I took my kids on a Carnival cruise line, like I don't know how many years ago. And I don't know if you remember, my daughter is deaf. So yes. I had called in and requested certain things like a flasher doorbell and just certain accommodations because that's what happens. And they didn't do any of that stuff. And I wasted a lot of time. It was only a couple of days cruise. And I wasted a lot of time chasing accommodations. I was so pissed off. And I wrote them what I thought was a very nasty email. You can find it when you put my name in somewhere way back. And then I looked down, I'm like, man, I really lost a good opportunity to really give him. It wasn't very strong. I was trying to be polite. And I'm very disappointed in myself, but I'm laughing because that thing still lives on the internet. It's crazy.
Wow. Hey, anyway. You know what? I never really went past like page 2.
Nobody does. Go back, like all the pages. You have no idea the stuff that you put up there. It still lives there. It's crazy.
One of the sites that is just like MMA Junkie, because there's a Joe Pardo who's an MMA fighter, not me, but another person who had like a couple of fights. So they were on like MMA Junkie or something like that. And I'm on like page 6 of myself now, and
you're getting very interesting on page 6.
but yeah, apparently. But I see like there's so many interviews and things that I've done that like, and it's pushed that MMA Junkie all the way down because it used to Sure Dog, that was it. I've pushed that suredog.com down to the second page of the results for Joe Pardo, which I mean, kind of rightfully so, because if you click on it. Look, the guy had a couple of fights, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's had 10 fights. He won 4, lost 6, and the last time he fought was like.
Yeah, but now you're bringing. If you're putting his name in now, are you bringing his name back up to the list? Because
I clicked on. I mean, I'm sure that site was getting plenty of clicks prior to that anyway.
Hey, and Dave says his parents are deaf. Very cool, Dave. So reach out to me. We can chat.
Yeah, you definitely should. All right. So, Staci, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the MAPCON podcast. I'm looking forward to getting this ripped and getting it up to the podcast RSS feed. And I hope that you have a great rest of the night and great weekend because it's almost the weekend.
Yeah. Everybody enjoy their summer because after the summer is MAPCON.
It is, right? Yeah, yeah. And what happens in Atlantic City stays in Atlantic City, from what I've been told,
Always,
according to
always.
Tom Tate, from who is going to be there.
Yeah, Dave Joe Pardo is a stand-up comedian.
Well, there was a Don Pardo. I mean, everyone asked me if I was related to him. I am not, that I know of, related
That's
to.
right. He's famous. Anyway, all right. Good night. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
I
Everybody have a good
appreciate
summer.
it. Have a great week. I'll see you all next week.
Toodles.